The best thing about this whole Joe Biden pardon thing for Hunter is how absolutely humiliating it has been for Democrats. And it's been very humiliating for Democrats. We're going to get into that here in just 1 second. But before we do, let me remind you, if you got a question for 10 with him, I will not be here. Yaffe will be here today, and you can ask those questions of him right now at 866-494-WVNN. That's the scoutpestcontrol.com WVNN hot take text line, or you can email me.
You've got mail.
Dale at WVNN.com. You can get that in as well. I want to talk about this. That's the downtownrescuemission.org email inbox, by the way. So I want to play these clips here. The first one is of Jon Stewart absolutely taking apart Democrats over their just absurd phoniness on the Hunter Biden pardon thing. I had to edit it a little bit, so there's some curse words in here, so just be aware of that. But I think I got them all. Listen to him just take these guys apart. This is what Jon Stewart was great when he was doing this. He became a left-wing crank. He's part of the problem, all that other stuff. But just listen to this. It's pretty great.
The problem is the rest of the Democrats made Biden's pledge to not pardon Hunter the foundation of their defense of America, this grand experiment.
One political party remains committed to the rule of law and the other doesn't. It's that simple.
Hunter Biden's not above the law. No one is above the law. Democrats stand for the rule of law.
We accept the outcome because that's how the rule of law works.
Because the justice system that convicted his only surviving son is the same justice system he's vowed to protect. And if that doesn't tell you who Joe Biden is, I don't really know what does.
I think I know what does.
Now, he did a funny voice like he normally does, but he's, the clips are pretty obvious. Everyone in these clips, by the way, knew that Joe Biden was going to pardon his son. Everyone knew it. Jake Tapper opened his show up yesterday on CNN saying, did you actually think he wasn't going to pardon his son? Well, did Jake Tapper ever say that up until yesterday? And the answer is no. So they all covered for him. Here's Jon Stewart taking him apart for doing that.
And now look at the dance Democrats have to do.
Be honest. The only reason why they went after Hunter the way they did, and I've talked to many federal prosecutors about this, is because he's the president's son.
People have to remember the president has lost 2 children already, and he does not need to lose another one to more political witch hunts.
By the way, that is so scummy. I just want to point this out on that part. That woman who said, he already lost a son, and now he's going to lose another son to some sort of witch hunt. That is the scummiest stuff, using the dead Biden son to defend the scumbag Biden son. Just absolutely amazing.
Crowing from Republicans, but we're talking about, Donald Trump is a convicted felon who literally pardoned his daughter's father-in-law and just made him ambassador to France.
So for anyone that wants to clutch their pearls now because he decided that he was going to pardon his son, I would say take a look in the mirror.
Ma'am, we will take a look in that mirror, but we are taking off, so... If you could just put these on airplane mode.
She's sitting on an airplane recording that, by the way. If you didn't think people at the airport could get any worse than they already are. This woman is sitting in an airplane recording this video, and they're playing it on MSNBC. It's incredibly weird.
And let us get home for the holidays! Yes! Yes, yes, yes. To everything that you guys were saying, if you hadn't made Hunter Biden not receiving a pardon the Mason-Dixon line of morality between Democrats and Republicans, there's a big gap between the law is the only thing that separates us from the animals and the monkey threw me first. I had no choice. This is what Biden's decision has done. Look how confident and eloquent our Democratic representatives were back when they thought they had the moral high ground on this issue.
I've not heard a single Democrat anywhere in the country cry fraud, cry fixed, cry rigged, cry kangaroo court. You don't hear a single peep out of any Democrat saying that why we believe in the rule of law.
And now look at what even he, one of the most verbally dexterous attorneys we have on Capitol Hill.
It's Jamie Raskin, by the way. He's a rat. He's a scumbag, but they love to trot him out there because he's very smart. He's good on TV, too.
Has been reduced to.
Do you think President Biden should pardon Hunter Biden?
So there are lots of claims of political prosecution and political.
And was Hunter politically?
Well,
prosecuted?
I mean, obviously that's a judicial point, and you've got to look at what the evidence is. And I don't know enough.
So should the president pardon him?
I mean, again, that is a unilateral executive power. Power that.
And should he use it?
Well, the power exists for the president to show mercy for people.
Yeah, okay. So you can't really defend it, so he's just going to him and haw on that. Give Casey Hunt a little bit of credit for making him squirm. She did this as well to Daniel Goldman. We got to get into this real quick because we're running out of time here, but listen to this clip.
In July of 2023, just after that plea deal fell through, this is what you said. I want to watch.
Do you think a pardon for his son would be a mistake?
Yes, and I don't think there's any chance that President Biden is going to do that, unlike his predecessor, who pardoned all of his friends and anyone who had any access to him. And I think you see that in this case, where he kept on, and Merrick Garland kept on, a Trump-appointed U.S. attorney to investigate the president's son. If there is not an indication of the independence of the Department of Justice beyond that, I don't know what we could look for.
What does that feel like, watching yourself back then, reassuring people that Biden was not going to issue a pardon for his son?
Yeah, and I think that if that plea agreement and that plea deal had gone through, there would be no pardon.
Just ridiculously absurd. The reason the plea deal didn't go through, everyone, is because it was a scam. That was the politically motivated part of this. They cut him a deal that absolved him of all the crimes he may have ever committed, which is what Biden pardoned him for. These people have no argument to actually make here. They are completely lost. They have, as Jon Stewart said, they made this a major defining point, and they were lying the entire time. Everything they accuse Donald Trump of, they do themselves. It always happens this way. Every single time.
Dale Jackson.